Hey everyone, welcome to your timeless bonus reading. And in this reading, we're going to be looking at what is your next 6-month adventure going to look like. Now, it is a general reading, of course, so it's going to be more of a high-level view just to give you an idea of what's coming your way over the next 6 months. Regardless of when you come across this reading is timeless. If you want more specific information for your life, then I do provide personal readings, and all that information is in the description box below. I also provide to the general public on YouTube my monthly by zodiac sign readings. I also do weekly by zodiac element readings as well. So if you're interested in any of those, there are playlist links at the end of this video, so you can check those out. But for this reading, it is a pick a card, so you have 3 options. The first one is going to be a green hot air balloon. Number 2 is the blue hot air balloon, and number 3 will be the red hot air balloon. I'm going to start with the green hot air balloon now. If you want to jump to one of the others, then the timestamps are in the description box below. So let's jump right in. Okay. All right, my Geminis, if you picked reading number 1 for the green hot air balloon, then this is the reading for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with a card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle. And we're going to look at the first month of this 6-month adventure. It's going to represent what you've just come out of, or what energy you're bringing with you into this month and the month overall. So just what the Creator wants you to know about all that energy there. So use a good shuffle here. Alrighty, Creator, what would you like our Geminis that chose reading number 1 to know about their first month for this adventure? Okay. Nope, they said no, not those. Simmer down, simmer down. There'll just be one card that'll make itself known for us. Okay, that is the one. And you got the One Ring Circus. And that is a beautiful card there, number 15. Get to zoom in there, you can see the individual there on the elephant on the pedestal in the middle of the ocean there. And I'll read from the book here, but intuitively what I'm getting for you is you're coming into this... Sorry, they showed me like you were involved in this 3-ring circus where there was just so much activity going on, and it was just chaotic and overwhelming, and it's just almost too much to take in because there was so many things happening all at once for you. And coming into this month, it's like you had enough. And either you willingly have stepped away to come to a 1-ring circus where you could just focus in on one thing in your life right now, or some of the other things fell away and were taken out of your life. Either, like if it's a person or people, they are temporarily or permanently out of your life, or if it's situations like you had 2 jobs, one of them closed down, so now you're with one. That type of situation where there was a clearing of things in your life. And if that's not what you've just come out of, then that's what you're in and is about to change for you in that month. So for many of you, that's a relief. Some of you, might be like, oh no, I don't want that to happen. But just know that whatever is happening and falling away, either momentarily, temporarily, or permanently, it's for you, not happening to you. So it's like giving up a little teddy bear to the Creator for him to give you a much bigger, better, cleaner, newer teddy bear. So just know it'll be worth whatever you're letting go to focus on the one thing that's coming in. It says you are capable and competent. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Another aspect to consider is creating and maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have a healthy sense of where you end and others begin, you're able to enter into the best kind of relationships and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transformative. You can achieve anything at this time. So lovely, beautiful first month entering this next journey. You definitely, you're putting those boundaries, you're creating the one ring circus, moving off those other two rings, setting those boundaries, realizing the talent that you have, and you're not watching this one ring circus, you are the one ring circus. You're like, am I not a spectacle to behold? And you have this beautiful energy and confidence on that you can accomplish everything. And just looking back, it's also a time for you to get into this space, like this cone of silence where you can reflect back and see everything that you have done and where you have come from. And like it mentioned, and for this card, everything that you've done and been through has made you so capable of supporting yourself, where you can be self-reliant and where you can move forward into accomplishing anything that you set your mind to. We're going to get more information on here through these Light Seers Tarot. And see what additional information the Creator has for you for this first month. If my hands will work here. There we go. All right, Creator, what else would you like our Geminis to know about their first month, please? Okay, what else? Anything else? And last pass. Oh, that is it. So let's put these in order how they came out here. Yep, so you got the 10 of Pentacles. This is a amazing card for you. Pentacles is about your external world, your outward world, your physical body, and the 9 of Pentacles is all about getting, your abundance, your wholeness, your fullness, and the 10 of Pentacles even goes beyond that. It means that the steps you make and the impact that you have now, it goes beyond you to where it's like this is called like the legacy card. It leaves a legacy where the impact you have on others, children to come, animals, the entire world, just that it impacts and spreads, and so your influence does spread among so many people in the outside world. The legacy card can also mean that it has to do with like ancestry feeling to it, where you're breaking chains, cycles and patterns that have been repeated from generation to generation. You are the one that, because of what you've learned and the inner work that you've done on yourself and your experiences when you were younger, you're breaking those chains to where they're not continuing on beyond you. You're the one that's healing it, breaking the chain, and just that's, again, part of the influence you have for the generations to come on there. I love that. And you have the King of Swords. So swords are all about your mindsets, your beliefs, your thoughts, your, being in your mind. But the king is one who has mastered the mind, mastered the thoughts, to where, how sometimes we can get so in our head that, we can not make the most healthy decision or the most skilled decision for us, because we're totally looking at logic. And you can relate to this, Gemini, because you are an air sign. So this is you, this is your realm that you're in. But what's wonderful about this is that the King of Swords, the reason why he mastered the mind is that he brought in emotion to him as well. You can see all these winged creatures here. You've got a dragonfly, the crow, a bat, and an owl. And all these messengers are of the spirit world. So that means that you have connected to your emotional side in addition to your mental side. At least during this month, it's going to be a big focus for you. And with your ability to step out of your mind, bring in your emotion, you're able to come to this calm place where you can connect to the spirit world, talking to your creator, allowing your communication with spirit, the Holy Spirit, whatever your faith is. And that's even your guardian angels and spirit guides and loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, and a whole slew of beings of unconditional love and light you can connect with. And they bring you just beautiful, beautiful messages. And they help you transform your thoughts and your beliefs inside because of that balance that you obtain through that. So that makes so much sense too about the One Ring Circus, about bringing the focus into one area. Yep. There we go. And the Two of Cups. Sometimes this means relationships. This is a general reading, so it can be. But for me, what I'm really hearing this is the two cups that exist within you. One of them is your physical body, your humanness, this character that you play on the planet. The other is your higher self, your higher being, that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. That's the actor behind these characters. And this is about the joining of those two together, which makes so much sense, exactly as I was talking about with the King of Swords here. You're balancing the human, side of the brain with the spiritual side, and you're joining together to where there's this cohesive balance instead of this battle going on between the two. You realize that it is a part of you. Your shadow is a part of you. It's not something you need to get rid of or destroy. It's part of your experience. It's why you came to this realm. You veiled, remembering that you're this powerful being for a time in order to experience what it feels like to be alone, to feel unworthy, to feel what anger might feel like, and all these emotions of fear. We don't have that on the other side, so we don't even know it exists until we come here and we experience those. Then we see the opposite of where we are. So like on the other side, we are all worthy. We don't even know what unworthiness is or question worth, because we just are. But when we come here, we experience what unworthy might feel like. And in experiencing unworthiness, we then see the worth that we are on the other side. So you kind of see that the reason we come here is very for a purpose and very on purpose. And this joining together of the two is you awakening to that higher part of yourself and realizing, I'm more than just this human bodysuit. I'm this angel, living in this bodysuit. A piece of me anyway is living here, and I can be aware of both sides of myself as I go through the rest of my life here. And here you go. So you got the Eight of Swords. So this is your higher self looking at your human self. And your human self is the one that's bound by all of these thoughts and beliefs. You see how it's all wrapped up and you're blinded. That's our human side. And this is our higher self, being able to look at our lower self and be able to, understand what is binding us. And in that calm space, which I love about this, is that that's where we're come to this understanding that we're the ones that are binding ourselves up by our thoughts, by our beliefs, by our expectations. So when we come to this calm place in this month here, into that One Ring Circus, when we can get into the middle of that, almost like an eye of a storm, we can watch the chaos go around, but we can start to question why we believe certain things about ourselves, about others, or about the world. And as we question those, we don't have to do anything with it. We don't have to let things go and unbind ourselves, because we come here to experience what it might feel like to be bound, like in that picture. But if we're like, I'm tired of at least having my arms bound, let me just at least break that off. Okay, that feels a little better. And let me just experience what else, So there's never a have to when you question your beliefs, but it allows you to find freedom when you want it and as you want it. So then we're going to go into the next 2 months, and for that we're going to pull a card here from the Art of Manifestation Oracle. see what the Creator wants you to know about the next 2 months. All right, Creator, for our Geminis who chose reading number 1, please. What do you want them to know? Okay. And you got uncertainty number 60. There you are, sitting off alone, looking out at everything. And I'll let you see that, and I'll read it here in a second, where my old man eyes can see it. It's a little just out of my range there. So it says, calm the noise within your mind. Get still and meditate. If you're still uncertain, give yourself 4 hours and meditate again. If you're still unclear, wait for 4 days, and if necessary, 4 weeks. The answer will come. Perfect. So, you continue, and this is a 5 and a 1 is a 6, and a 6 and a 0 is a 6. So I love the synchronicity of that. You are taking your time alone still during this time, and it doesn't have to be in ultimate solitude. I know for some people that are extroverts, you need your external interactions to feel energized, and do that, but this is about making sure you're taking time for yourself. And this is all about questioning those thoughts. And when it's talking about waiting for an answer, and waiting for an answer, we're talking again about these messengers, about connecting to the other side and asking those that have the higher view outside of space and time, all those beings of unconditional love and light, are sitting up there seeing all of our history at once. And so they are the ones that hold all the information, all the keys. They will not meddle in our lives and give us information unless we're asking for it, because that is part of our free will here. Before we come down, we choose events that are going to happen in our life, and we ask them, please have that unfold. That's what I want to experience. So they're always working on that stuff. But while we're here, we're kind of in this place of being on our own as we go through it, until from our free will we ask and go, hey, I would like some answers. I would like some assistance. Please come in and help me with this, my answers. And that's what this is about, is sitting still and waiting for answers. And if you need an answer to a question, like say yes or no, I need to do this or I need to do this, and you don't feel an urge in either direction, then you don't have all the information you need yet to make a decision. And so the answer is wait. And if it comes down to I'm sorry, I need a yes or no right now, then the answer is no. If it's not a total yes, then it's a no. And it's amazing. I always mention this, because if it's a person that's putting that on you and they're like, hey, I need a yes or no, they're trying to pressure you for the yes for them. And when you say, well, then if I have to make a decision now, then no. Wait, take a couple more days, think about it. And suddenly there's more flexibility in it, depending on the situation, right? We'll get more clarity for this month here by pulling some cards here from the Everyday Tarot. Let's see what else the Creator wants you to know about this second 2 months, or the next 2 months. But yeah, still making sure you're taking time alone, questioning those thoughts, asking questions, waiting for answers from those you can trust from the other side. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Geminis to know about the next 2 months? Okay. What else? What else? Okay, anything else? And last pass. Okay, since this one made itself known, we'll do that one first. And you have the Four of Cups here, which is answers coming. The cups are about the emotions. The 3 cups are the things that have already happened, and you already know how those have unfolded. They're also things you've already kind of celebrated. The 3 of Cups were a celebration. So you celebrated the things that happened, and now you're waiting. You kind of have this It didn't fulfill you as much as you thought it would. You know, it's like, all those things are supposed to make you so happy. So you have this new answers coming in that are going to take you in a new direction in your life, something more exciting, more fulfilling for you. So that is what I'm getting from that for you. And then you have the Queen of Swords. So you have the King of Swords here. You have the Queen of Swords here. And this is, because this is the Queen, it has a more feminine, emotional tint to it, where this King of Swords had, where it was more mind balanced with a lot of water. This is a lot of water coming in. She's actually sitting on a cup. So this is, working through the emotions, working through the mind, the thoughts that are triggering emotions, because, thoughts come, our expectations are flared, triggered emotion. And you can see here she's holding on to one sword, but she has an open hand, which means you're holding on to some of your thoughts and beliefs, but you're also open for new things to come. And that's the place to be, is you're allowing these answers to come in. You're allowing these new answers to come in here. That the offering of the cup there, they're offering new ways, new emotions, new experiences for you. And so because of what you're going through here, you're not feeling so narrow. I wouldn't say narrow-minded, but narrow in your beliefs, narrow in the possibilities, because you're opening up more. You're allowing more space for new possibilities and new answers, new ways of doing things to come to you. Yeah, because here's the Ace of Cups. So that's what's being offered to you here, is the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups, I kind of call it the Holy Grail, and I've heard other people call it the Holy Grail. And this is what holds the living waters for you. You have your messengers here again, bringing it to you. And this is the, like the vessel, the Aquarian vessel that they bring the water, the water bearer in the zodiac brings the living waters to the rest of the zodiac signs. And it's the living waters. This is the unconditional love of the creator of all things. So it's allowing you to be based in the foundation of your emotions of this. And so you get to fill up and everyone else gets to get the overflow. So one of the things that you're learning throughout this journey here is when you're coming back to this self-reliance, you're coming into here, and it's a capital S self-reliance. You're realizing your connection to the living waters, the unconditional love of the creator of all things, to the spirit world, is where you get your the water that quenches your thirst. And so that's what this is coming through as for you. And then you got the Ace of Pentacles too. So you got two aces, which is beautiful because that's new beginnings in your external world. So as you have this new impact emotionally on the inside, you also have the Ace of Pentacles coming on the outside for you. And I'm just going to put these like this. They want to be side by side. So you're having these two offerings, both coming from the inside, which then flows out to the outside, and you get this, like this Ten of Pentacles, you get this abundance that comes back to you as well. So a wonderful 2 months that are coming up there for you. And then we're going to pull cards here for the following 2 months after that. And for that, we're going to pull a card here from the Energy Oracle cards. All right, Creator, what do you want our Geminis to know about the next 2 months, please? Okay. Thank you. Oops, actually, I'm going to use those again. And you got Woman Holding a Heart, number 44. And I love this because the 44 for me is representing like you're mastering this whole experience of balancing spirit with the human side. So, this joining, like the Two of Cups, which is the joining of hands, it's really this wonderful bond and awareness that you have about bringing in your spiritualness moment by moment as you live as the human moment by moment. There's not an either or, it's a yes together kind of feel to it. So it's definitely bringing in this, Ace of Cups and Ace of Pentacles feel into this following month here. And let me read from the book here. See what message is there. So it's female dealing with family, love, or emotions. So the woman on this card wears a butterfly in her hair. See a beautiful butterfly. And she holds a lovely large heart in her hands. For a woman, this card upright could be a reflection of your own state of peaceful emotion and receptivity for love, or it might be a message that your family issues are going to resolve. You're an intuitive woman who understands the emotions of life, and you're bringing that awareness to all that you do. Yep, so we're bringing that awareness into everything that you do, like I was talking about. This can also indicate the presence of a female friend, a teacher, or confidant who's here to help with issues of love, family, or emotion. And this is an even-tempered and caring person who resonates with you and your emotions. And this could also portend a new love interest or friend coming your way. So just there's going to be this female influence in your life. If you're a female and identify as a female, then this could be you, and if you don't, then this could be that there's this feminine energy that's coming into your life, either in the physical realm or the spiritual realm too. So this could also be a side of the Divine Mother and connecting with the Divine Goddess, the Divine Feminine side of your spiritual connection, because in our day and age, a lot of our organized religion focuses on the Divine Masculine side, but the Divine Feminine, even in the Christian faith, that's the Comforter, that's the Holy Spirit. So if you look at it that way, because of course this is a general reading, so it's a different impact to everyone in different ways depending on what journey you're on. So it can be a human being, either a female, new love interest, or a female awesome friend, or an aunt, or grandmother, or someone else, or just a female peer at work, just somewhere feminine energy being activated in this month for you, which really brings in the emotional side. It activates your intuition, your gut feelings. You're gonna, really have that deeper connection, like the High Priestess type of energy, where you're just getting that clear messages through your third eye. You know things before it happens. You feel people's emotions. You just get answers and synchronicities all over the place, and you're seeing them now here. So, Creator, what else do you want our Geminis to know about this month, please? Okay, what else? Okay, anything else? Okay, and final pass. Okay, nope, that is it. So you've got the Star, and the beautiful thing about this is, this is about hope, and this is the Water Bearer, like I was talking about, bringing these Ace of Cups. So you continue to have this unfold, this unconditional love flow into your life. And what I love about the Star card is it's being poured out both in the physical world and into your emotional world, a lot like we talked about here, right? So you still have that continue to unfold, but even more so because it's like you're getting double portion, because there's two vessels pouring out instead of just this one coming from the internal. So it just continues to amplify and get more clearer there for you. I knew it. I knew the High Priestess was going to come out when I mentioned her. So definitely confirmation. You're getting in tune with your emotional side, which is kind of interesting and a new adventure for Geminis if you're Gemini sun. But you could also have a lot of water in your chart, which allows you this deep connection into just the unknown, into the spirit world, again contacting all these messengers. So just really feel it's a wonderful time for you to be able to, the veil's going to be extra thin for you, and it's going to become a normalcy for you too. So that, and don't worry, you're not going to get things like, I always tell Spirit, I'm like, at some point in my life, I would like to audibly hear from, the other side, or maybe visibly see it, but not now, because if I had it now, I'd probably poop in my pants, and so you'll know when I'm ready for it. So they'll never bring you anything that's going to freak you out. They're going to subtly bring in things, and when you're ready and you ask for it, they bring you more. So a beautiful connection there. And Six of Cups, this is about looking back over your past emotions and reflecting back. This can also be someone from your past coming back. So this female energy that's coming in can be someone that is from your past coming back. And that doesn't mean that it's going to be an ex or someone that you have to take back into your life. If anyone ever comes back from your past, it's not by accident. It's for you to revisit the emotions that you dealt with during that time, and you can transform those from that judgment of your worth into seeing that they were in fear, understanding as your stronger, powerful self now, and with all this intuition and additional information you have, you're able to see and go, oh, okay. So they were in fear with all the stuff. They didn't even realize the impact they were having on me. It wasn't personal toward me or intentional toward me. They were just reacting out of fear. And it allows you to heal relationships, which sometimes allows you to start this new relationship with them, not go back and change, let's go back and to what we had and then change it. It's like, nope, you start new. You start with a new type of relationship now, because you can't go back and have what you had, and who wants to? It's like a old stale cup of coffee, 7 days old. You don't want that. You want a fresh brewed, one, or at least a fresh brewed iced coffee, right? So beautiful 2 months here of just wonderful unfolding of your spiritual gifts, and this feminine energy that's coming in for you. And then lastly, for this month, we're going to pull one card which represents where this kind of ends up with and where you're at going into your next journey, because of course we're always on a continuous journey. So after this 6-month adventure, you'll have another, right? So we'll see. And these are the Secret Language of Light cards. All right, Creator, what's the final message for this reading for our Geminis? That shows reading number 1. Okay. And you got the Soul Tree. Beautiful cards there. And that's number 21. And we'll see what message this has for you. Trees are filled with wisdom is the main title for this one. So you are becoming more connected to nature. Trees are great holders of wisdom and knowledge. So next time you're near a tree, try asking it what it would like you to know, and listen with an open heart for an inspired response. All this intuition and connection that you have, really get quiet. You'll be surprised what you hear. The same life force that animates you also flows through trees. We're all in this together. Now imagine that trees are physical manifestations of angels. Wow. Their divine essence flows deep into trees as angels are far-reaching in their ability to help, care, and create. Trees, like angels, see and feel without judgment, always emitting an eternal stream of love. Allow angelic tree energy to flow through you, sending roots deep into the ground, forming a solid foundation that enables you to reach higher and deeper into the light and soul of you. From this vantage point, you can sculpt your ideas and your dreams to be planted upon the earth for you to enjoy through your physical senses. I love that. These also come with inspired reflections and actions. There's 3 of them, and so whichever ones resonate with you, just look at doing during the 6-month adventure. Number 1, of course, is plant a tree so that humans and trees can co-create for generations to come. Number 2, research Kabbalah and the Tree of Life as another way to experience your spiritual self. And just to let you know that on this card here, I believe this is the Kabbalah Tree of Life. So definitely something to consider doing during your first month, because it might bring you some beautiful wisdom. And number 3, find a tree in the distance, close your eyes, and ask it to show you its aura. Sense any colors or feelings. Open your eyes and take note of what you see. If nothing comes, try again later. So that's a great experiment to do as well. That helps expand your spiritual gifts and reaching out with your mind and your heart and your soul. This also comes with journal work, if you like. It says draw or write about 3 ways trees assist you in creating and living your life. So, soul tree. But what a wonderful adventure this is going to be if you chose this reading here. And just know, as you go through this every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. Have a great 6-month adventure. We'll talk to you soon. You take care. All right, if you chose reading number 2, which is the blue hot air balloon, then this is the reading for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull a card here from the Enchanted Map Oracle, and this is going to represent your first month. It's going to be like what you've been through and what energies you're bringing into this month, as well as kind of what happens during that first month. So what the Creator wants you to know about that energy that you're working with that first month. All right, Creator, what do you want Geminis that chose reading number 2 to know about their first month, please? Okay, like that is the one. You got protecting treasure, and that's number 39. And this is a general reading, so it's apply differently for everyone. But what I'm really picking up from this is kind of 2 different directions. One is that you're protecting and in defensive mode because you felt attacked just about many different parts of your life, whether it's who you were with or what you were doing, your political views, your religious views, your what kind of friends you're choosing. It felt attacked in a lot of different ways. And so you were in this defensive mode where you just feel like you can't let anyone in close because everyone just seems to be stabbing you in the back or belittling you and your ideas. The other is that it's kind of almost quite the opposite, where there's these beautiful memories that you have. There's these beautiful relationships and kind of situations you're in. And it's like it would be like you have like maybe 10 friendships, and there's this one now that just feels like a treasure, and you're in this mode of I'm honoring and protecting that. So it's either that's what you're coming in from or what you're going to, and that's what we're going to be looking at in the first month. There's going to be something going on with those treasures. So it says you're always protected and divinely directed. Although this is a time of great risk, know that at a fundamental level, you are able to move forward safely and securely. The proverbial nest egg is safe and sound, no matter the fluctuations in the world. Guardian angels and other guides are whispering to you, making you aware of their protective presence. So your loyalty is an important theme now. Nurture that which you hold dear. This is a good time to strengthen bonds of friendship and ensure their integrity. If you feel tested right now, know that a true and loyal heart always achieves its aim. Take refuge under an angel's wing. You're not alone and have no need to fear. Embrace your courage. And I love that, because the energy that is really coming from this is that, yeah, you're going to get tested. You're going to get tested on, whether it's a friendship, someone might try to get in between you guys. And with you staying true with your integrity and not getting defensive and not getting insecure, but in trusting that individual and sharing and continuing to share that bond you have, that third party won't do any impact. In fact, it'll only make you stronger together, because it's like someone trying to play games and you both going, is so-and-so doing that to you too? And like, yeah. And then you both to confront them. It's that kind of scenario or energy kind of situation where you're just like, yeah, no. We're not going to let you do this. So you either shape up or ship out. And your bond grows even more stronger together, because you realize how much you have each other's back. You realize how much you care about each other, and unspoken feelings are spoken even louder than they were before. So I love that energy feeling there for you. And also for, the other scenario we had mentioned about you have these walls up and feeling defensive. The other message for that in this card was it's okay to take risks and to let down those walls. And there's going to be a big discovery for you in that there are a lot of people out there that kind of feel and think and believe the same way you do. And it's okay not to agree with everyone on how everyone lives and how everyone thinks and what everyone wants. But deep down, the awareness comes to you that we all want the same thing. We all want to be loved. We all want to live our dream. And our dream is usually, at the core of our dream is that we're loved and we're cared for. And so just know that when people are attacking your small t truths, saying their truth is truer, well, when we're defending it, we're also telling them, well, hey, wait a minute. No, my t truth is truer than yours, my small t. But when we realize that capital T truth, that we're all seeking love, and the only way we're going to find the love we're looking for is looking in here, then that's why we have battles. So this is part of that. There's like two paths going on here for, this is a general reading, so I feel like it's almost like 50-50. Half of you are going this direction with these treasured relationships you already have, and the other are defending what you feel your treasure is, but realizing that there's a greater treasure to be had. So I'm going to pull some cards here from the Light Seers deck. We'll just get some more information on this first month here. Creator, what else do you want Geminis to know about their first month? That shows reading number 2, please. Okay, that one and that one. And any others. Okay, last pass. just those 3. So I'll put these in order how they came out. Yep. And so this is what I call the legacy card. It's the 10 of Pentacles. It's about abundance. It's about, of course, treasures. It's having everything that you've wanted in your life and what you truly need being in your life. And the 9 of Pentacles is about you personally having it. The 10 of Pentacles is about you are so rewarded and blessed and abundant that it impacts other people, generations to come, children, dogs, the world. So it's the impact that it has to all those around you. Another big piece of this for me has a large ancestral feel, which this actually came out in reading number 1 too, is about breaking chains, about breaking cycles, generational, curses, generational beliefs, generational, like I said, cycles and stuff where, it could be just strong beliefs about something that cause you to be at odds with a lot of people, and you go like, well, why do I believe that? Well, it's been passed down from generation to generation. Well, I can question that, and I don't have to be as dogmatic about protecting it, as my previous ancestors were. Or it can be even like abusive situations or things along those lines that, whether it's alcoholism or child abuse or, any those types of things that can get carried from generation to generation because it's what you grow up in and you think it's normal. And so you pass it on and you pass it on and it gets passed on. This is saying that with the work that you do and with this journey that you're going through, that you can be a one that breaks those cycles and breaks those patterns. Yep, and you got the High Priestess. And this kind of talked about connecting with spirit and, getting, bringing the unknown into, like the unconscious into the conscious. So that does have some to do with these past patterns, the things that we don't talk about, the things that we buried, we bring out to deal with and to resolve finally and leave it, take it out of our main energy center and put it over here where it doesn't impact our lives to that extent anymore, or sometimes not at all, because we're taking those steps. And this is about connecting to the higher realms as well, your intuitiveness, your gut feeling, and really taking that time and energy and making that part of your treasure as well. Excuse me, when I was talking about, the one pathway for about half of you is you're defensive and you're protecting your small t treasures. But the big capital T treasure that you find is when you connect to the divine, because all these things out here we think are making us whole and complete and defining our worth. We try to protect. But these things, if it's people, they change or pass away. If it's a job or situation, something like that, they never stay the same. And if it's possessions, they get stolen, break down, burn down, or deteriorate. So we can never, ever completely protect any of that out there. All that disappointment will turn us eventually down into the inside here, where we find, as the Christian Bible calls, the pearl of great price, where we find that relationship and that unconditional love of the creator of all things inside of us. That is the stable thing we can define our worth on, because it's unconditional, unchanging, and eternal, which is totally opposite of all that. You got the Two of Pentacles, and this is just another message of that we live this world as this physical being here, but we're also this spiritual being up here. And it's the cycle of moving in between this ebb and flow of the physical world and the spiritual world, and that there's two of us that live inside. You've got this, human character we play, and we're the actor behind those characters, who this actor is this powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, who takes a part of itself to come down here, veils itself from itself, so we don't remember we're these powerful people, so we could experience what it might feel like to be unworthy and limited and confined and sad and angry and resentful, all those delicious emotions that we're not on the other side. And experiencing all this that we're not, we understand more fully who we are, the depths and breadth and height of who our true nature is. So wonderful way to start off the journey there. And then we're going to move into the next 2 months, and we're going to pull a card here from the Art of Manifestation Oracle. I'm just going to get the overall energy that the Creator would like you to know about the next 2 months of your little adventure. But what a start. All right, Creator, what do you want our Geminis to know about the next 2 months, please? Nope. Okay. And you got the cycles of the moon. I love that number 10. I'll let you read that, and I will read it as soon as I can see it more clearly. You get older, it happens. The camera's way over here. This card invites you to attune yourself with the rhythms of the moon. Notice how the phases of the moon affect your energy, and learn to use these energetic shifts within you to enhance your capacity to be consciously co-creative in all aspects of your life. And I love this. So this is the 10. You have the 10 of Pentacles here. So this really influences your external world quite a bit because of the way the moon influences your emotions. The moon is ruled by the sign of Cancer, water signs. So it's all this emotional energy that happens, and the cycles of the moon, go from new moon to full moon all the way back. And so the cycles of the moon also tell you and show you about this, like we're talking about these cycles here. It's coming in and out and in and out, emotional, to not as emotional, planting seeds and they grow, and then you harvest, and then you let things go and get rid of things. You plant new seeds and they grow, and then you harvest and you get rid of things. It's that constant thing. So it's really teaching you during these 2 months that change is okay, that everything happens for a reason, that there's always cycles happening. If you don't like a situation as it is, give it time, because nothing on this realm, in the physical realm, is permanent. It's all temporary. So if you don't like the weather, just hold on. It's going to change. You don't like the season? That's okay. There's 3 others that are coming. And so I really feel this 2 months is really letting go of a lot of that control freakiness. I need to have everything be this way or else. It's like you really, through this process here, are letting a lot of things go. And knowing that there's a time and a season for everything. So that is good. I think that's really a freeing and powerful thing for you. We're also going to pull some cards here from the Little Everyday Tarot and just get some clarification on what the Creator wants you to know about these 2 months here. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Geminis to know? Okay, all those, huh? Okay. We do what we're told. Yep, so you got the Hermit. So it is time during these 2 months to make sure you spend time alone doing your internal work, your internal search, because you are the brightness that helps you through. The star also here represents the, of course, your angelic support on the other side assisting you. But it's really this month of taking time to get to know the spiritual side of you. And it's difficult to do when you're so engrossed in just the external world, all the drama and the chaos and everything that happens, the storm. It's hard to think clearly when you're doing somersaults in the hurricane. It's time to come back to the I at times. And this is, again, the cycles. You're going to have moments that you take for yourself, and then you go back out, and then you take time for yourself, and you go back out, So during these 2 months, it's like, making sure you schedule time for you to do your little hermiting exercises there. Yeah, and because then you have the Hanged Man, which for me this represents you are seeing things from a different perspective, your higher perspective. Because of this journeying that you do on the inside, you get to see this spiritual thing. And I never noticed this before, and I love how it's always unfolding. You see this higher perspective up here. You're down here living this, but you get to see a higher perspective when you connect to your spiritual side of yourself and your life. So just know that that is, going to be a helpful piece of your journey during these 2 months here. Yep, and then 10 of Pentacles. You got the 10 of Pentacles again. So that journey continues on. So the abundance is ongoing. The working on releasing those old cycles of ancestry and familial, even societal cycles that you've been carrying on from generation to generation. You're able to cut some of those chains and free future generations from doing the work that you're doing there. Yeah. So you got the Ace of Swords here. This is about thoughts, beliefs, mentalities, and with this sword, you actually are cutting these ties, cutting those attachments to those old ways, those things that no longer serve you, or that unhealthy things serve us as well. We have these judgments of good or bad, but every experience, every situation is for us and benefits us. So this is just cutting away those things that no longer are there to serve us, to make room for the new things that are coming for you. Can't make this up. 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles. So you've got 2 repeating cards, which that just is just such a reiteration of the message. It's like, yes, continue this focus into these 2 months. So I love it. So I love using 2 different decks because those messages really come through very clearly then. Okay, we're going to look at the next 2 months here, and we're going to use these energy oracle cards. To see what the Creator wants you to know about those 2. All right, Creator, what else do you want Geminis to know about these next 2 months, please? Okay, that one there. And you got the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. Now, this one, I believe, came up in the last one, too. Number 39. Love the synchronicity in that. And so this is the throat chakra. This archangel helps you express your thoughts. When I was talking about the small t truths and, the small t treasures, during this month, now that you really understand and have found your capital T treasures, your capital T truths, this is empowering you, and this archangel is bringing you energy into your expression. And that can be through the throat, which is, speaking, but also if you hold out your arms to either side of that, that is your arms. So your arms are also part of your throat chakra. It's part of how you express unconditional love to the world through your actions, through your hands, or through typing, or texting, posting to social media, sending emails. It's all your external actions, how you're expressing that love and that treasure out to the world. You're filling up and it's flowing out. We're also going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot. Get clarification around this for you. But yeah, so these 3 months really, more, very much this first month, you are getting a big kickstart into understanding so much about yourself and what you really desire, your true treasures. This month, just clarity comes at an alarming rate. It's like difference between night and day, between a new moon and a full moon. You just have this, okay, I get it. It's so clear. And with that clarity during these 3 months, then you go into these other 2 months and where you're able to communicate and express it in such a beautiful way. All right, Creator, what else do you want Geminis to know about this next 2 months, please? Okay, what else? So you have the Queen of Cups. So here's the, the living waters that what quenches you. The Queen of Cups is a very emotional card. It's almost like the High Priestess, where you're so in tune with your emotions. You can see her hair is full of the universe, here. She's connecting so deeply into her emotions, into her intuition, into the higher spiritual realms, that you have this strong connection with that unconditional love from the other side. And so it's flowing in and filling up your cup. And so emotionally, you just feel just so content and so just full, and even to the point of overflowing. And that's when your throat chakra, when you feel that love flowing up through you, it flows up out of you too. You're just this cup that it's pouring into, that just, you're getting so much that you're like, this is all I can contain. That's okay. I'll let everything else flow out to the world gladly, without expectation. You got the sun, so definitely a bright, shiny star. The Hermit here, when you were that little star in the lamp there. Now you've gone full on sun mode into this way. So whereas you felt that shining from within, here you're just shining on the outside. And that's being expressed. It's a beautiful, beautiful card. So much positivity, so much success, and again, 10 of Pentacles here, 10 of Pentacles here. The Sun, just wonderful abundance, and it has to do with your viewpoint that's changed through all this too. You're starting to be focusing on what you're grateful for and what you're have in your life, and not focusing so much on what's not, or what was left your life, or that feeling of that was taken from me. Instead, you're like, that was removed for me. And that's a whole change of that. A whole change of mindset. Queen of Swords. So you've got this here where she's sitting on this cup here. And so these swords are your emotions, your beliefs, your thoughts. She's holding on to some. She has her hand open, accepting new ways of doing things, new thoughts, new beliefs, seeing things from a different perspective. So very open-minded. And it's because she's focused in and has her emotions also as part of that. So I love that for you there. Yeah, I had to figure there was another queen coming up here. So you've got 3 queens here. You've got the Queen of Cups of emotions, you got the Queen of Swords of the mind, and you got the Queen of Pentacles, which with all these pentacles, it's no wonder you also have emotional fulfillment on the things that are coming from the outside. So you've got this wonderful piece. In fact, I'm going to do the Queen. And so 39, you got 3, and it's not like, oh, I've got 3 amazing energies. It's like, these energies work off one another, that it's like 3 times 3, which is 9. So that's the 3-9 emphasis coming through for you here. It's just a beautiful, queens are all the feminine energy and the really the emotional side of the divine feminine, and the divine, the feminine side of us all. We have this just wonderful emotional experience, and it's impacting, it doesn't mention spirit here yet, but you've got the mind, heart, and body, right? Got 3 out of the 4. And really, the sun would be the spirit, really, quite honestly. So these 2 months are just an amazing expression of, you just feel so joyful and so full of unconditional love. It's flowing out of you in all areas of your life. I mean, this is going to feel like heaven on earth for you there. Oh, and let me read, I didn't read from the book here for that 39, so let me read that really quick here. Self-expression and speaking your truth. So Gabriel holds his trumpet in one hand and a beautiful orb of blue light in the other. He's sending you powerful energy to your throat center, acknowledging your power to communicate and your readiness to do so. So this angel opens you up to truthful expression, both within yourself and others. You may have had trouble with expressing emotions and ideas in the past, but Gabriel's here to tell you that your soul longs to take this leap now. Be aware that true communication includes how you speak to yourself, so never deny your profound integral value. Speak up for yourself. Write in your journal. Let the words flow. Now is the time to express yourself freely and fully, and the universe always honors your choice to do so. And this card could also indicate that a communication project is coming, or a time of heightened communication with spirit and telepathy with others. So definitely that spiritual gifts expanding here with all this emotional energy. Yeah, you're going to be able just to communicate so clearly the messages of unconditional love, and as you sit in that beautiful presence, oh my gosh, this is just such a wonderful I'm almost jealous of this, but I know we all have the possibility of being in this, but just know you have this beautiful 2 months coming. And then lastly, we're going to pull one card here, which represents at the end of all this, kind of where you're sitting and where you're at going into your next journey. Because of course, we always are on the next adventure. It's a lifetime of adventures here. And this is going to be from the Secret Language of Light Oracle. And Creator, what do you want our Geminis to know for their final card for this reading, please? Yeah, and I'm not jealous of you. I'm very happy, very, very happy for you for this, because you've definitely you take the steps in here to get to that. So you definitely deserve that. Yep, and you have Nourish, number 23. There you are on that big star in the sky, nourishing the earth. So I really feel you're at this place of where you just are in this wonderful state of beingness, where you're just allowing that to flow out, and it actually is nourishing the whole collective of the planet and the planet itself in a physical way. You're being a bright and shining beacon of light and hope for the world. So I love that. It says, you are love and you are loved. This image consists of your soul star, Gaia, the soul of the earth, and the divine cleansing that is expanding the love of all. Honor your temple, your body, for it is the physical manifestation of your soul. In doing so, you honor Earth, for she is the physical manifestation of Gaia. Don't judge your environment or your body. Just be discerning about what you focus on and digest what feels helpful. Gaia knows how grateful you are because you're here. She wants to remind you that worthiness and ease are your birthright. We talked about that, right? You are creating beauty, intimacy, and deeper connections with Gaia and your higher self just by playing on Earth. Feel Gaia's loving embrace everywhere, in nature, a backyard, a pot plant, or your mind's eye. If there is something you want to change about you or Gaia's body, connect with your soul and be inspired by a new path that will lead you to your desire. On this planet, all is forever moving into more and more love. Beautiful. These also come with inspired reflections and actions. There's 3 of them. And I'll read them. If any of them resonate for you, it's something that you can do during these 6 months. Number 1 is have a massage or beauty treatment, right? Ding, 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 we have a winner. Number 2, experience Reiki or another healing therapy. Ding, ding, that's another good one too. And number 3, first thing every morning, spend 5 minutes doing something you love. When you have more energy to give to others. And like we talked about, when you fill up, it overflows out to the world, right? This also offers some journal work. So if you feel so led, draw or write about 3 or more things that you would love to do. If you can dream and believe it, you can create and receive it. Love that saying. What a wonderful, wonderful 6 months coming up here. Just know as you go through every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and I love you too. So have an amazing, amazing 6-month adventure, and we will talk to you soon. You take care. If you chose reading number 3, which is the red hot air balloon, then this is the reading for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off the first month here by pulling a card from the Enchanted Map Oracle. And this is going to represent kind of what you've been through recently or in the past, the kind of energies that are coming in with you into this month, and then what you do with those energies in that month. So whatever the Creator wants you to know about all that. Give it a good shuffle here. Creator, what do you want Geminis that chose reading number 3 to know about their first month, please? Okay, I feel like that is Z1. And you got the Bone Collector. That's card number 1. And no, you're not going to become a serial killer. Don't worry about that. I know whenever I see that, I think there was a movie called The Bone Collector or something like that. And so that always comes to mind when I hear that. But this is about, I'll read from the book, but intuitively, this is about, it's what, kind of reflecting back on what you've learned from all those experiences that you've had. What's left after situations, after something decomposes, is the bone, right? It gets down to the bone, the skull, the stuff that's left, and eventually even that deteriorates and joins back to the earth. But this is about the wisdom and the knowledge that you've gleaned from your experiences. And this says you are whole and have everything you need within. When the Bone Collector appears, she's asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a particular version of the truth that sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation that reminds us of the original event. Kind of like this reminded me of that movie, right? What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticized. No matter what your question, the Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the Bone Collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. So that is great. So that wisdom and knowledge that you glean from that is by looking back at what we feel we lost, what we feel we think people can take away from us. Because really, no one can take anything away from us. No one can take our power or suck our power away from us. We can only give it away. So when we go back and look at those areas where we feel we have missing things in our life, we get to question that if we want and find out, are we really missing anything? Or is it just that I'm judging myself because something didn't unfold the way that I thought it should at the time? Wow, okay. We're also going to get some clarification on this from these lights here deck. See what else the Creator would like you to know about this first month. I love the number 1. It's the new beginning, right? So it's a time for a restart, letting those old things, during this month. It's really about facing some of those things, to let them go, because that gives you a breath of fresh air to start new things, new areas, new relationships, new jobs, just new journeys. Okay. What else? Anything else? Okay, yes. Yep, that makes total sense. Page of Cups. So new, page is the new communication of new love, messages of new love, awareness of new love, the emotion of new love. You can see you're sitting here and there's this, higher love. Now the song, Take Me to Higher Love is playing. It's like, it's moving you up into this direction here, because those things that are weighing you down no longer do, and you're able to float up into that beautiful, beautiful place of unconditional love that is the core of who we are. The page is also represents a younger child, and we can't always remember back to that time frame, but if we can think back to the time before we started to get influenced by the conditional love of the world, with pain and punishment, shoulds and have tos and need tos, all those things that suppress our love, and feeling it flow freely and unconditionally. When we return back to that time before that, that's this amazing feeling. You've got this burst, see a little white burst from the heart there of this beautiful energy that's been just building up, and it's ready to explode and make itself known to you and to the world. So it's an amazing, Ace of Cups. So that's exactly what I'm talking about, is that inner love that just fills up and overflows out. This is like I call it the Holy Grail. It is the cup of the water bearers. It's full of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things, and it's what we all thirst for. It's all what we hunger for, and that's what we find on the inside. We're taught to look outside of ourselves for that love from, temporal human beings who are ever changing and pass away, to attach our love to circumstances that are always changing and never staying the same, or touching our love based on what we possess, which things that deteriorate, break, are stolen, or burn down. And so all that's unstable. But when all that disappointment eventually turns us back to looking in here to where we find this beautiful, beautiful unconditional love of the Creator. And here's the Nine of Pentacles. So you find, she's in this garden alone. So she's finding this fulfillment and this inner harvest all to herself. So you find that from within, and I always love that it has a spiritual being here helping you. It's like the Holy Spirit, or your guardian angels and angels, or spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, whatever beings of unconditional love and light you believe in. They guide you to these beautiful discoveries and these beautiful fruits that allow you to just feel this fulfillment and feel this wholeness. So they guide you to this fruit that, this is the waters that quench your thirst. This is the fruit that quenches your hunger, makes you feel full. the Knight of Swords. So this is, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mentality. Here is your spirit guide here, like in here. And they're wanting you to take action on these new thoughts and these new beliefs that are coming your way. And I love that it's all about movement. And I really feel it's just such a movement from these beliefs and these energies that are coming in on these, especially these feelings of lack, like this mentioned, those things of loss and lack. What has been stolen from me? And what's wonderful is the bone collector, they say they're holding it right there inside you going, yeah, we're not going to tell you never really lost it. It's like looking for your car keys and someone stole my car keys and you're looking all through the house and outside and you can't find it. And you're going on and on and on, and you call the police because your car evidently was stolen. Even though the car's sitting there, you just don't have the keys, and you're like, someone stole my car keys. I need to know who did it. And then you walk back inside, and someone's standing there with your car keys. And you're like, oh, you found them. Thanks so much for returning those. Well, they were always on the keychain. They were on the counter the whole time. But maybe they don't tell us that until we're ready to hear it. To say your car keys are always right here in this bowl, because this is where the car keys go. And you're like, really? It's always there? Yes. Wow, but I'm always told that the car keys are on my porch. No, they're always here, because we're taught to look out here for those car keys, right? But they show us where we can find it, which is this beautiful, beautiful love that exists right here inside us. Right? Interesting analogy, but we go with what we're told, right? Next, we're going to look at these next 2 months that happen after this 1 month, and we're going to pull a card here from the Art of Manifestation Oracle. And we'll see what else the Creator would like you to know about this journey. Hey, Creator, what do you want Geminis to know about these next 2 months, please? Okay. Really feel that one is calling out. And we got internal dialogue, number 27. I love all those messages there. And I will let that stay on there in case you want to screen capture it, but I'm going to read it up close where I can actually see it. It says, we all have internal dialogue within our mind, a constant stream of inner conversation. Is your dialogue kind, supportive, and affirming, or is it critical and judgmental of both yourself and others? This card asks you to listen to your inner words and, if necessary, take steps to consciously change your language. So I love this continued message of looking at your internal world, because these beliefs that we have here, whatever we believe about ourselves, it unfolds and we see the world as that is, because we don't see the world as it really is. We see the world as we are. So when we start changing that internal dialogue, or even just paying attention to what we're saying on the inside, we realize that's what's being reflected on the outside, how we're seeing the world, and it's influencing every area of our life. So that self-talk really, really shows us and tells us about how we feel about ourselves. And so this is a good month to reflect on that and just to see what those messages are. We're going to pull some cards here from the Everyday Tarot, and we'll see what else the Creator wants you to know about those 2 months. All right, Creator, what else do you want them to know? There. it's in order here. So we've got the Two of Wands, and this is about, usually this represents like making plans and planning how you're going to get to a different location. But what really stood out to me this time is this is like a pause button, you know, the two bars whenever you're playing something, you know, on a kind of electronic device. There's this pause button that you push, and for some reason that's the message that I'm getting here, is it's a time to push the pause and stop and think. Pause making decisions for just a moment and think and really ask yourself, what is really going on here? Is this really something I want to do, or is it something I think I'm supposed to do? And so it's like this pause on action and reaction, because when you pause your reaction, you're able to take a breath and respond instead of acting out of fear. And because it's like a 90-second cycle. When something's triggered in us, we go through an emotional cycle for 90 seconds, and we can breathe and come out of it, or keep ourselves in a loop of that. So I love about the pause there. And then you get the Five of Cups. Cups are about the emotions. Here's the 3 spilt cups, the things we talked about here that we feel we lost and that are missing and were taken from us. But when we turn around, we see these Two of Cups. We see these 2 amazing cups of water, you know, these Ace of Cups that we have that are still here full of living water. And we can come over here and walk across the bridge and go over here to this castle where there's even more amazing things awaiting us. So, you know, this is definitely the month where you're turning the focus from what you've lost into what you have, and continuing on with your journey. You know, King of Wands, this is the spirit, your spiritual energy, your drive, your passion, the fire within you. And so this definitely gives you that awareness and that ability and that power to make things happen. And so you don't have to, it just really, you know, especially it has this light. So it brings light into the situation for you. It allows you to see things from this higher perspective that you have the ability to do. And so with all this internal dialogue, as you pause and you make it a habit to focus on what you do have, not in what you don't, and then you find within you this mighty, powerful spiritual energy, this mighty, you know, source of, the unconditional love of the Creator is the frequency at which we communicate with the other side. And this King of Wands just represents that frequency, that magical energy, as you could say, that just flows into you and allows you to transform so much of your life, because it just all this energy you were investing in what you didn't have, when you transform that and focus it into what you do have, you just have this expansiveness that just catches fire and just it doesn't consume, but it just ignites wonderful things in your life, because whatever you focus on grows, right? So when you focus your energy into lack, you're telling the universe, I want more. I want to be able to feel like I've lost more. I like feeling like I'm losing stuff. Okay, here, lose some more then. Okay, lose some more then. Instead of going, let me focus on what I do have and what I'm grateful for. And it's like, here's more to be grateful for. Here's more to be grateful for. Here's more to be grateful for. So that's the power of the King of Wands there. And then you have the Justice, this is all about the balance between the mind and the heart, the balance between the physical and the spiritual world. So you don't want to be too spiritually minded where you're no earthly good, and not so earthly focused that you're not bearing any spiritual fruit. and feeling that wholeness, because you're only feel thirst quenched and feel full, with the spiritual, right? Okay. And Four of Wands. It's a time to celebrate. This is usually like, a marriage, or some sort of event, some sort of celebratory event that goes on. And what I love about it, though, is that this is a message of celebrate each step as you go along. Don't, wait until, you've reached the end of the journey and completed everything that you ever wanted to, and now I can celebrate. It's like, celebrate every moment, every day, as much as possible for the things that you have and the steps that you take and the blessings that come into your life. It's all about celebrating and being thankful for as many things as possible, as much as possible. So this month, there's a lot going on here in this month here, but I really feel the focus is balancing that, the focus, not being so big pendulum swings, but try to balance things as much as you can and come to this wonderful, nice flow between the two. And, the big thing is focusing this internal dialogue, from focusing on what you feel you're missing or the lack in your life, and focusing on what you are grateful for and what you do have in your life right now, especially focused in on this spiritual connection that you have. Because once you have this, you have everything you need. This becomes what we want, but we have everything we need right here inside us, right? Next, we're going to look at these next 2 months. And for that, we're going to pick a card here from the Energy Oracle cards. Let's see what these next 2 months hold, or what the Creator wants you to know about these next 2 months. All right, Creator for Geminis who chose reading number 3. There we go. The World, card number 29. Beautiful card there. Let's read and see what message comes from here. The World card in regular tarot is, about endings and new beginnings, coming full circles, new cycles, completions. And this one says expansion, opening up. So the man in this picture is looking out over a bay above which the beautiful sphere of the earth is rotating. So this card is reminding you to expand your vision and contemplate some much broader options. The world is wide, so there's a lot out there to consider. In the modern age of technology, this could specifically be referring to creating or expanding to a more global network through the internet or social marketing. Drawing this card also lets you know that you have unlimited resources available to you, and now's the time to think big. As they say, the world is your oyster, so get ready to gobble it up. And then the affirmation for this card is, my life expands into boundless horizons with unlimited powerful energy. A world of possibilities is open to me now. And that makes so much sense, because as you let go of this beliefs in lack, this Knight of Swords, we talked about transforming your beliefs, and especially around lack and loss. When you focus on abundance, your mind changes, and your minds and thoughts and beliefs expand as well. Because if you believe, like it mentions here, that success can only come to me through this avenue here, right? Only through this, in between these two lines. And if success can only come between those two lines, then all these other possibilities I'm not allowing. But as I expand and open up, or even remove, all this is possible, and so all these new possibilities come flooding in. So that is the message there, and then we'll get some additional messages here from the Everyday Tarot for this as well. All right, Creator, what else would you like our Geminis to know about these next 2 months? Okay, what else? Okay, and last pass. Anything else? Okay, nope. Oops. Okay. Yep. So we got the Eight of Swords, just as I was talking about. So all the things that are binding and limiting us to, this is the only place that, where this person is standing. This is the only avenue. All these others are being blocked by these thoughts of lack and limitation. But that's us. We're the only ones that are limiting it. We're the ones that have bound ourselves. We're the ones that have blinded ourselves. And at first, I always say when I get this card, I know when that information came to me, I was so resistant to it and going, no way, that I'm not the one responsible for all this stuff. Someone has made me limited and made me feel this way. And then, later when I became more open to receiving the message of, okay, yeah, I'm the one. It's my beliefs. I get offered all these opinions and beliefs and thoughts and shoulds and supposed tos and needs tos and have tos. I'm the one who takes them on and allows them to become my map for my life. So I'm the one who bound all this. But I also loved that at one point you get this aha, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm the one who did this. I'm the one that can undo this and keep it undone. So the power is in my hands. And that's so much it's a very powerful place to be. Like it mentions, you have this mighty self-empowerment that comes in. Yep, and then you have the Empress. So here's the waters of life of the Ace of Cups. She's holding it in her hands. She's pregnant. This is Mother Nature. It's about, the feminine emotions. It's about fulfillment, creativity, expansion. So that's what happens when we open up to all the possibilities. We don't, and it's great in the major arcana. It starts off with the Magician and the High Priestess, and they're all about the feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine, and creation. And then the Empress comes in, she's nature, and it is about the, expansion and spring and beautiful, it's all about the freedom, feeling like you're out in nature. There's no limits. You can just go. And then what comes after that is the Emperor, who is society trying to clamp down on possibilities and bringing us all those supposed to, shoulds, have tos, needs tos. And after that comes the Hierophant, which is the organized religion that tries to organize the religion, saying, no, this is how you do it. The supposed tos, the have tos, and shoulds. So what the Emperor did to society in the world, the Hierophant does to religion and spirituality. But the Empress, again, is all about being released from all that, going back to that before all that comes. And it's like that freedom that happens. I love it. And then you got the Knight of Wands. So where you have the King of Wands without fiery energy, the Knight of Wands is about being on fire with it and taking action on that and letting that fire burn, letting that drive take you into those directions, into those new possibilities, where all this lack and everything happened and you felt suppressed and held back. This is like finally, holding on to a dog that's so hyper that wants to run out into a field that's been cooped up all day, and you take it off its leash and it's off it goes. That's the feeling of this. It's like, go for it. Don't hold back, rush in, jump, don't hold back. You got the Four of Cups. And here, again, you're being offered this Ace of Cups again. This is the things of the world. When you did what you always got, when you do what you always did, you get what you always got. And you're like, oh, that really didn't fulfill me. Well, this new introduction of this Ace of Cups and this new energy and this new love from within, this is what it's bringing you here. So this is what's going to be fulfilling you. And so follow your heart, follow your drive, follow your passion, This is what this is telling you, is let those old ways of limitations go and be creative. Get outside the box and run, because you have so much energy that's going to be coming in, from this King of Wands here, flowing into this month. You just got all this drive to be able to accomplish and move, take a lot of steps in the directions of the places you want to go and the things you want to do. So, very exciting months. And then lastly, this will be the last month. We're just going to kind of pull one card here to represent what you, where you're ending up at this point, moving into the next point of your journey, because we're always on a consistent journey, moving again and again and again into more adventures until we're done with this adventure. We go on to other adventures outside of this planet, right? So we'll just ask the Creator, what's the final message they want you to know? All right, Creator, what else do you want them to know? Final message for Geminis that chose reading number 3. Okay, just make it really obvious for us, please. Okay. And you got insight, number 13. There you are. There's that being of power. Boom! Shazam! Full of energy. I am loving it. That's number 13. And that's refine your psychic senses. So you are or are about to see further, higher, and deeper through space and time. Your psychic skills are expanding and seeing through the lens of your soul. Hone your abilities by reading about or doing a workshop on intuitive development. We're all psychic. It's a part of who we are, but we have thrust this ability into the background in favor of other senses. So we talked about, all this spiritual connection here with this Ace of Cups and that spiritual disconnection to the other side. That is just growing and growing through each of these months to where you get to this point where all this fiery energy that you've been feeling through the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands, it gets you to this point where I just gotta understand and expand more into my spiritual side. It says, problems occur when we keep looking at the manifested world for proof of our worth. Right? We talked about that. You are worthy because you're here. There's nothing to prove. You could become an intuitive reader if this is something you desire. It could also mean you're learning to trust what you feel, and the next steps to take will drop into your mind in the following days. What I like about this too is they give you inspired reflections and actions. There's 3 of them. I'll read them to you. Whatever resonates for you, you can do throughout these 6 months. Number 1 is join a local meditation group or psychic circle. You'll learn how to trust the insights and wisdom you receive. Number 2, when your phone rings, before you look at the caller, bring a name into your mind and see if they match. That's a fun game. Helps you expand and start to trust in your your inner voice. And number 3, before meditating, place a clear quartz crystal in the middle of your forehead for 2 minutes and ask for clarity about a subject. I like that. This also provides journal work, so I'll also read that and see if it's something that you would like to do. It says start a symbol dictionary in your journal. So write down any sign you may receive with a quick explanation of what it means to you. There are universal symbols like the Om or Ankh that mean similar things around the world, but most symbols will be personal to you. For instance, if I see a snake, I know I'm about to shed an old belief. I have no fear of snakes and see it as a positive sign that I'm creating a path of my heart. So for someone who is fearful of snakes, it might be a symbol of old fears that are still active in them. I like that. So some wonderful adventures what a great transformation that can occur for you during this 6 months. And just know as you go throughout this journey, every moment of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things, and I love you too. So have a fantastic 6-month adventure, and we'll talk to you soon. You take care.